update. Got back from Baja, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I've just been trying to catch up on all of my work. The drive back, I got stopped and asked a lot about if I had like an FMM and if I had my passport. I showed my passport. I think because the Trump administration is cracking down on illegal immigrants, Baja was also, like Mexico was also kind of following suit, and they were also being more diligent about checking to make sure you had your passport. I waited a couple hours to get back into the States in line, and I think that was like probably one of the worst parts, because like every couple minutes you were just like moving up slightly, so you couldn't really ever turn off your truck. It was really annoying. Wasted a lot of fuel. My favorite beaches were Tecolote. I also loved La Ventana. There was a lot of cool little restaurants, and they just had a really like friendly atmosphere. Just the kite surfing, like cool kid vibe. I really liked it. I would love to go back down there and kind of make La Ventana my base one year and rent a campsite and then just learn how to kite surf. I think that would be really fun. I did get kind of exhausted like moving around and driving to all the new places and finding all the new spots. So I think it would be really cool to go back and then kind of have a lay of the land. There were a couple things that I missed. I would have loved to have gone to this waterfall. I think it was Santiago. Anyways, I'll look it up and then I'll put it on the screen. But they had a really cool waterfall, and it was like a high dive that I wish that I could have gone to. Also, Cabo Pulmo, I would have loved to see and done some snorkeling there. So my next trip, I'm definitely going to try to get to those places first. Fingers crossed that next year they have more potholes filled. I think the best experience I had in Baja was I got to pet gray whales, and I went early in the morning, I think at like 7, and then I waited in line at this ticket booth, and I got a ticket right at the whale watching place instead of booking a tour ahead of time and then paying like extra for transportation. I think the costs are around $120 if you pay for trip, and then if you drive down there yourself, you can camp for, I don't remember how much the camping was, but I do remember the tickets were like $65 to see the gray whales, and it was just so cool. They got to like come to your boat, and you got to pet them. They were just really playful and like would kind of slap the water and get us all wet, and I just totally felt like they knew what they were doing. So that is like a bucket list if you ever go down to Baja. I heard it's the only time of year that the gray whales are interactive with humans, and they were just like bringing their babies up to show us. There were so many whales, and to be so close and to like feel how big they were, man, best part of the trip for sure. I would say go to Baja just for that reason. That was in Guerrero Negro. What else? I got these little sandals at San Ignacio, and I got this cute bag. I don't see it at the moment, but I got a cute little bag down there, cute little Mexican dress. I did some shopping for sure. I was amazed that you could find so many free, beautiful campsites. And I did have some problems with my truck down there. My engine temperature gauge started acting really crazy, and it was super scary, but it turned like, it was showing that my engine was like overheating, like all the way hot. And that's my mom. And hey,
what you doing today?
I'm filming a video right now. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting ready to go see little SJ's little birthday party. She's 1 year old.
Who's SJ?
Sally Joe.
Oh, wow. Just a recap video on Baja. Oh, I just couldn't believe that there were so many beautiful free campsites. I did have a problem finding not like potable water, and I eventually just started putting in non-potable water in my fresh tank and buying like drinking water filtered. In the beginning, in places like the I think La Paz is the capital city, I did find filtered water. I always felt pretty safe. The biggest check I had, I don't think, like, there was only 2 times I got my camper like looked through, and right when I came in, it was like an intensive look through. I mean, she crawled on my bed, all the things. And then what else? Like, and then on the way back, a guy stepped in and looked around for a minute, but I didn't find the checkpoints to be that big of a deal personally. I felt pretty safe most of the time. There were a couple times that I moved spots because no one else was camped around me, or like there was like a bunch of trash and I was like, I don't know if the locals like party at this spot. But I usually feel pretty safe at campsites anyways. I usually don't sweat it. I think that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm making another video right now that I'm sharing as a new spot that I'm going to, so look for that. And I'll see you guys soon. Apologies, sorry it's been so long. I've really had to, I've been on my email game lately, so gotta do what you gotta do. I think that's all for this update. Oh, prices. Okay, so it was similar prices to the US. I've heard, like, I kind of expected that, being so close to the US and such easy access, that the prices would be inflated. I've been to mainland Mexico many times, and the prices are better there, unless you're at like Cancun or whatever. But keep that in mind. All right, that's it. Bye, guys.